Hey everyone, today we're going to do 8.1 geometric mean. And first of all, let's get some practice on simplifying radicals. Remember, this is the same as 4 times 7, 2, 2, 7. Take the pairs out as a single number, 2 square root 7. This is the same as a 9 times 5. Remember, use menu 2, 3 in your calculator if you need to get the prime factors. Every pair will come out as a root. And we have 2 times 2 times 5 is a 20. And 2 times 3 times 3 is 18. All right, today we're looking at geometric mean. And kind of like when you take the mean meaning average, when you take the average of something, you add things together and then you divide by what the number of items you are adding. Geometric mean is kind of similar, but instead we are multiplying two positive numbers and then we're taking the square root of it. So in this case, we'll write it like this: a over x equals x over b. And so if you cross multiply, x squared equals a times b. And to get x alone, or the geometric mean alone, you would square root it. So x equals the square root of a times b. So if we practice some here, if we make this a and this b, we would put 12 over x equals x over 14. X squared equals 168. Square root both sides, and we get x equals 2 square root 42. All right, 9 over x equals x over 16. X squared equals, in this case, let's go ahead and do that's 144. So that's easy enough. X equals 12. For this one, 3 over x equals x over 3. X squared equals 9, square root of both sides. Now, if you remember, if you square root an x squared, you're really going to get 2. It's really plus or minus 3. You get 2 solutions possible, but we want the geometric mean, so that's going to be positive. All right, anything else on this page? No. Okay, so now in relation to triangles, the geometric mean is useful because if you would draw, first of all, let's just understand that when you draw an altitude in a triangle, it's cutting it off into 3 separate similar triangles. So you've got the big triangle that's now similar to this small one and similar to this medium-sized one. The tricky part, though, is to get all the sides to correspond with each other. So we have an easy way to remember that, and it uses a geometric mean when you know the altitude. So if you're given the altitude, first of all, let me read this to you, starting from right here. The measure of the altitude drawn from the vertex of the right angle to the hypotenuse of the big triangle is the geometric mean between the measures of these two segments, part A and part B. All right, so we're going to use part A, and I'm going to show it to you a little bit more clearly in the next section, over the altitude. And we're going to set that equal to, well, I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. We're going to set that up equal to the altitude over part B. And if you study all the different sides and separate the triangles and look at the color code the sides, you will see that those sides are matching up to each other to make them corresponding for our proportion. So if you think of PAAP, P-A-A-P, part to altitude, altitude to part, that's what we're going to do to find the geometric mean when dealing with an altitude. And if you notice, it kind of makes a little loop because you're going to say, let me set this up for you. In this case, we're going to do 4 goes to x as x goes to 9. All right, here we'll have x squared equals 36. So square root both sides, x equals plus or minus 6, but we need the geometric mean needs to be positive. And since it's an altitude, it's going to be positive. All right, if you look here, we have 4 over x equals x over 5. X squared equals 20. So x equals 2 square roots of 5. This one's just a little trickier, but we're going to set it up just the same. We're going to say this one, so 25 minus 9, which is 16. 16 over x minus 4 equals x minus 4 over 9. Now watch this. This is going to be x minus 4 times itself equals 16 times 9. But you can also set this up as x minus 4 squared. All right, so you can just take the square root of that to cancel out that square. All right, now that's gone. You're just left with x minus 4 equals plus or minus 12. And then we're going to say plus 4, x equals 16. Now you're really going to get 2 solutions for this if you go ahead and factor it out the normal way. And you would get 2 solutions the way I did it too, but just so that you can be clear, you're going to get x you'll get a 16 and a negative 8, but like I said, being that it's an altitude, we're going to choose the positive answer. Okay, and for this final one, we're going to say a plus 5 over 12 equals 12 over 18. 144 equals 18. 144 equals 18a plus 90. Subtract that from both sides. And we have 18a equals 54. So a equals 3.